Well, hello there. It is June 1st, 2019, about 7:44 in the evening. Yes, we are one day late, but it's happened before. I had a really bad day at work yesterday, and I just was not, I was not in the mood to record a video. I did get some writing done. Managed to get about a page and a half of the fast fading light written, and well, here we are now. This is actually the second attempt at doing this video. My train of thought just completely derailed. As I've said before, my mind is like Amtrak. So, in terms of writing progress, I didn't really write much. It was a pretty rough week, even with Memorial Day on Monday. This was not fun. It was the end of the month, and some of the people we were dealing with at work were just being completely unreasonable. We'll leave it at that. But like I said, I did manage to get about a page and a half written on The Fault Lies Not. No, not The Fault Lies Not. The Fast Fading Light. And hopefully we'll be able to get that moving forward. Aside from that, not really a lot of writing done, which is okay. Yes, you should write on a daily basis. It is good to make sure that you're doing it on a regular basis, so that you keep your skills sharp and you can work on improving. But sometimes it's just not possible. We're talking about real life here. There are going to be days when you just don't want to do anything. So believe me, I didn't even want to cook dinner when I came home yesterday. Fortunately, I had something to heat, just to heat up for dinner, but I just didn't want to do anything when I got home last night. But late in the evening, I did manage to get some writing done, and yeah, that's that. Hopefully, after this, I'll be able to get back to the fast fading light, and we'll move on from there. Plans. I've been tossing around the idea of possibly putting Raven and Stranger together into one collection instead of having them separated into two books. They're not connected in any way, shape, or form, except that they take place pretty close to each other, and they both deal with agents of Division 2 of EarthGov Security. And I may do that. I may leave them separate. Not certain. I'm still bouncing that around. I still haven't even made a cover for Stranger yet, so I don't even know where. I'm not even ready to even get there yet. And what I really wanted to talk about today was originality, and the striving for original ideas. There's a problem with that. There really are no original ideas yet anymore. There's really no more original ideas, no more original plot lines or anything like that. Everything has been done to death. Fine. When I sit down to write when I'm sitting down to write a new story, or start a new story, or if I'm figuring out where the plot is going on one of the works in progress, I'm not concerned with originality, especially on the first draft. My first draft is focusing on getting the story down and finished, because as the cliche goes, the first draft doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be finished. And then as I edit, then I'll figure out, okay, where exactly is the story going? What is it about? So don't worry too much if you're coming up with things that may have been done before. Like, for example, Upon a Far Distant Shore, at its basis, is a kidnapping. Artemis was kidnapped, and she has to work her way out. Brianna and the Three was also a kidnapping. Our main character, Brianna Pandora, has to rescue somebody who's been kidnapped, and there's a little twist into what precipitated that kidnapping. So don't, just because someone else has done it doesn't mean you can't do it. I've got vampires and werewolves and mystics and mages in my fictional universe, and yeah, they've been done to death. And before we go any further, no, my vampires don't sparkle. And immortals also. So just focus on telling the best story you can. Sit down, create the best characters you can, tell the story in the best way you can, edit it until you think you've edited it enough, then edit it one more time, and finally just concentrate on telling the best story. Because basically it boils down to this: you could take a plot line, even if you write a detailed plot outline, and you gave that plot outline to 10 writers, even if you gave them the character names, you're going to get 10 entirely different stories, even following the same plot outline, because no two writers is going to tell the same story differently. No two writers are going to tell the same story. No two writers are going to tell the same story the same way. Yeah. And if you focus on being original, then you're not going to. You're going to end up copying something that was already done. You might end up telling a story about emo teen vampires who sparkle. So just concentrate more on telling a good story. If people like it, great. If they don't, well, maybe the next one. So this is the situation that a lot of people find themselves in. I think that's one of the things that hang up a lot of people, is that they're sitting there trying to write, coming up, I've got to come up with an original plot outline. This has never been done before. I saw on a meme on Pinterest once, it was a list of things, and this one kind of stood out in my mind. Yeah, that really great idea you came up with? Yeah, Neil Gaiman thought of it 15 years ago. I like to joke that in regard to plots, Shakespeare told most of them, and Neil Gaiman told the rest. It's something I think a lot of people stress over unnecessarily. Instead of stressing over things like the actual telling of the story, crafting the characters, making them believable, that's great, But if you're sitting there and you're focusing on its originality, you're not going to be original. Focus on telling the story and let originality sort itself out. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter video today. I just wanted to make sure I got something out this week, so I haven't really thought too much about it. I actually came up with this as I was driving home from work today. Yes, I know I'm normally off on Saturdays, but I had to work today because I was off on Memorial Day. Anyway. So yeah, that's going to be about it for this one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can come up with about originality. focus on it. Don't focus on being original, because if you try and focus on being original, then you won't be. If you just focus on telling the best story that you can, then you will. So yeah, that's going to be about it. Just wanted to make sure I got something out this week. Links to the books are down on the bottom. If you're new here, hi. And if you actually like listening to me babble, please subscribe, hit the notification buttons. I do try and get a video out every week. So far, I've been doing it. Usually, I try and get them out on Fridays. Sometimes they're out on Saturdays, like this one. And every now and again, I do two videos, like I did last week. Actually, last week I think I did 3. Yeah, I think I did one on Friday, one on. No, actually, I only did one. I did one last week. 2 weeks ago, I did 2. Okay, whatever. If also links to the books will be down in the bottom. Also, if you do buy one of the books, please make sure to give it a like and a review. Any review helps, good, bad, or indifferent. And remember, we are each of us the heroes of our own stories and the villain of someone else's. See you next week, guys. Take care.